Harlan Fear is on your left with Jeskai Control. Mark Kelley is on your right with Scape Shift. And we will be underway here in just a moment. Harlan's going to start things off with a Flooded Strand. Going to fall down to 19. See if he wants to go down to 17 here with his fetch land. He will get a Steam Vents. And I imagine we'll see a Serum Visions here to start things off. And we do. Harlan will draw a card, picked up a Spell Queller. Now he'll scry 2, a Mountain and a Lightning Helix. Taking a look at Harlan's hand, he does have Geist. One on top, one on bottom. He'll pass the turn back over to Kelley. Kelley will draw a card. It's a forest. They're going to suspend search for tomorrow.
Land strategy,
yes,
as we call it.
Yeah, big time land
Not
strategy.
to be confused with lands, the legacy deck.
Yes.
It's a land strategy.
It'll be a Serum Visions here from Harlan.
I'm trying to remember who it was. I think it was Michael Majors. It might have been Ross Miriam, but I think it was Michael Majors who played a Scape Shift deck in an event that I covered. And I kept asking him, how did your round go? And he's like, just put lands onto the table, and it was either good or it wasn't. I don't know what you mean by what did I do last round.
That was definitely Majors.
It's my mountain deck.
Yeah, that was definitely Majors.
It's a theme deck.
Here's a Prismatic Omen.
So Prismatic Omen, potentially a way to race Geist of St. Trapp.
Oh, it's a big game.
Very good for speeding it up a little bit.
Now, Harlan, you have Geist of St. Trapp. You must cast it. Trust me, my friend. You must race them. There you are. Now Search for Tomorrow is going to resolve. Here's a Mountain.
Matching betas.
How you feel about this guy, huh? Well, Mark Kelley's got a little nice mana base here.
That's nice. If you're going to play a mountain and forest deck, you might as well get nice mountains and forests.
Yeah. Now Mark Kelley, he's got to get his ramp on. He needs to be able to hopefully double ramp up to the ability to play, up to the ability to have 6 mana next turn. That's got to be the goal here.
And I'm guessing no main deck copies here of Sweltering Suns or Anger of the Gods.
It's got 4 Lightning Bolts.
The Geist is good.
Yep. That's a search. See if he wants a mountain or a forest. At the end of the day, once you have Omen, it doesn't really matter. He'll play a Valakut, pass the turn back. So he does have the ability to get to 6 mana next turn.
I love that also that Kelley is suitably cavalier about the way in which he's putting his lands onto the table and searching his deck.
What do you mean?
He's not taking this too seriously.
No, I wouldn't. I'm just over here ramping, man.
Mountain. Another mountain.
Valakut.
Your turn.
Pass the turn back. Let's go over to Mark.
And now Fear is hoping that this guy sitting back on a Logic Knot will be good enough.
Yeah, I mean, this is where things get a little bit difficult. That's 3.
Mountain deck.
Mountain Valakut strategy. Very potent.
I turn all my lands into mountains, and then this card that I have that is also a mountain cares about mountains.
See if he can burn him out. That's basically all we're doing here. See if Mark, don't have a great look at his hand. See if he's got a spell he can play. When you're being run down by a Geist, all you can do is you got to just let it rip.
Well, he could try to fend off. If he could do some things at instant speed, he could try to just bury the Angels for a little while he's setting up shop. That's a tough way.
Yeah.
Tough way to do it, but you know, there's that option too.
All right, prime time. Logic Knot. Timely. Very important that Harlan had that there, or he would be dead immediately. So, here's a Bolt upstairs. Going to put Kelley down to 11. Geist is going to bring him down to 5. Draw a card. Colonnade. Get him.
But Harlan is out, right? He's got no interaction.
Well, he's got 2 Spell Quellers.
Spell Quellers, okay.
So Queller can take care of Scape Shift-ish. Not really, because Mark Kelley's got a lot of bolts here. There's a Cinderglade. 3 more.
Mountain deck.
Is this Scape Shift? Yeah, this one's over. Spell Queller it. Sure. Bolt it. You're dead.
And now.
Ooh, how does that work? I think they updated. Yeah, they updated the. It's not this weird like priority thing. Yeah, I'm gonna Scape Shift and kill you, and I believe this is a concession from Harlan Fear.
Well, that was ambiguous. Let's find out.
Yeah. Okay, it is. We got Mark Kelley with the W there, because it's not the thing like with Oblivion Ring where if you stack it incorrectly, then it's gone forever. Like Spell Queller works the way it's supposed to. Yeah, it's just all one ability now. So
Right.
Escape Shift will resolve. You've got all the mountains in the world, all the Valakuts in the world, all the damage in the world. Mark Kelley is going to win game number 1 here over Harlan Fear.
Sweet game.
Really? Right? Just mountain you?
Yeah, we had Geist versus basic mountains.
And Prismatic Omen, very helpful.
Yes,
Very, very helpful.
And in the games that are a race, that's one of the most important cards. That card is interesting because over the years I've typically seen either 4 copies in decks because that's the thing I'm doing, or 0 copies because that's not the thing that I'm doing. I appreciate 2 as a number of I don't want to draw a bunch of these, but they're really critical in the games that are about speed, and we just had one on display.
Yeah, Omen is the card in this deck. You know, a lot of this deck right here, 27 lands, number of mountains you play, Titan, Search for more like the ramp spells and stuff, it's all basically set in stone.
Right.
You can't really change it. But one thing you can do is you can make the addition, you can play Prismatic Omen, which a card, as you mentioned, you've seen it at 4, you've seen it in 0. 2 is a pretty good number for the matchups where it's all about racing, and against Geist, you are racing.
Right.
That is for sure. We take a look at the sideboards here. Harlan's got 2 Relics, 2 Dispels, 2 Disdainful Stroke, 2 Pia and Kieran Nalaar, Aware Terror, Celestial Purge, and Negate a Static Caster, Click, a Verdict, and Kaboom in Explosives.
I like getting the counter spells in here as much as possible. You know, the copy of Negate seems great. The 2 copies of Disdainful Stroke also. You could talk me into the Vendilion Click. And maybe the Supreme Verdict also. That one's a little sketchy. Even if you Supreme Verdict after Primeval Titan, sometimes too much damage is done. But Click and counter spells, I think, is where I'd go.
Yeah, Click and counter spells are good here. We take a look at Mark Kelley. He's got 3 Relics, 2 Nature's Claim, 2 Witchbane Orb, 2 Anger of the Gods, 2 Obstinate Baloth, a Reclamation Sage, a Chameleon Colossus, a Beast Within, and a Swag Tusk.
I like the 2 copies of Obstinate Baloth and Anger of the Gods for this matchup. 2 pretty effective answers against Burn and specifically Geist Saint Trap. You can talk me into the Thrag Tusk too, especially with Spell Queller in the deck.
Yeah, just go over the top of that a little
I'm happy to get some more 5s that are good for the matchup.
Well, those are the options there for both players there, folks, and we'll see how they sideboard and get ready here for game number 2. We're going to talk about the Season 2 schedule here in the SCG Tour, though, real quick, where we had our Season 1 Invitational. That was won by Brian Colville. Then we had our Cincinnati Open. That kicked off our Devastation Standard. Seems like it was so long ago, back in July. Atlanta, Syracuse, where Dan Musser got the job done. Richmond, where Kazu Negri got the job done August 12th and 13th. That was a month ago, oddly enough. And now we're here in Louisville, where we'll crown a champion. Perhaps it'll be Tom Ross with his 8-rack deck. And then we're going to go to Dallas for Ixalan.
Yeah, debut of Ixalan Standard September 30th and October 1st in Dallas. And after that, we go to Charlotte for Modern. After that, we go to Cincinnati. Legacy at the end of the month in D.C. The regional championships November 4th, which is Modern. You can head over to go.starcgames.com/regionals for more information. Team in Baltimore, I'm coming for you, all of you, November 18th and 19th, and then the Season 2 Invitational Roanoke, Virginia, December 1 through 3, Standard and Modern as the invitational formats.
We got playmats aplenty here for our standard
coming for you.
Opens and Classics. It is Bantu in invocation form for Modern, like this tournament here this weekend. Old Spell Pierce will be available for all of our Open and Classic competitors. And then for Legacy, it's the Beautiful Days for all of our Legacy Open and Classic competitors. Free exclusive playmats with entry into any Season 2 Open or Classic. And as Patrick mentioned, you said you were coming for someone?
So when was the last Baltimore? That was the end of May? Or end of April, beginning of May?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
It's been a long time since I got my hands on some people. It's been a long time.
Get those mountains ready. I know you're still trying to figure out if you're going to play fetch lands or not.
Right.
Real tough decision, I'm sure, which is ridiculous but true.
Well, I don't know if I want the Searing Effects main, and then there's all these other decisions that fall out of that decision. So it's I'm going to have to study some deck lists. Head over to the respectable forums on Legacy Play.
I wish we could turn the camera onto the sideboard right now.
It's been just so long. I'm thinking about it.
Yeah? Take a look at Nick in the sideboard right now. Just a big old thing of ice cream.
Yeah, that is the nice thing.
Just living the dream right now.
It is one of the nice things about doing a show in Kentucky is there's no shortage of ice cream stands.
There's a really good ice cream stand here. Yeah. Nick is just giving a beating to some cookies and cream right now. Yeah. That's right. He's done his job this weekend.
Right. I think that is the second cookies and cream indulgence of the weekend, because also a game, there was whatever dessert he got.
Oh, yeah, the s'more, the Nutella s'more. He had that on Friday.
Yep.
He had that on Friday. We politely declined last night. That would have been too much, I think.
Yeah.
A little over the top. Though it does look really good. Mark Kelley has got a Misty Rainforest, and there's a basic forest, into land, a land strategy.
Yeah. I appreciate. I don't know him, you know, and just based on body language that I'm picking up, I appreciate that Mark Kelley is not taking this too seriously.
Then he's just out here doing his thing.
Yeah.
He's out here doing his thing. I'm going to get a land and play a spell that gets more land.
Yeah.
Might be this turn, might be right away.
If it's not my main phase, don't ask me if I'm doing anything because I am not.
Not a lot of interaction from Scape Shift. That's why I love it. Farseek. Ooh, Spell Snare is pretty good. How dare you interact with my deck? I guess I will shuffle and present now.
Yeah. Although that's a curious one to have. Not a whole lot of Spell Snare targets. Though if you're worried about Kalani Heart Expedition.
Well, some versions play that, some don't. Most of them don't. But
and Prismatic Omen.
You get Omen, you get Tribelder, you get Farseek, you get Explore.
Oh yeah, I guess there is a lot to search for too. That's fair. That's fair.
Decent amount of 2s to counter. And realistically, all you're trying to do is slow them down. Search for Tomorrow is going to search up a land here. Another forest, it appears. Then Mark will shuffle, present, take a draw step. Here will be his 3rd turn of the game. See what he can get himself into now. This is, again, traditionally a pretty tough matchup for Jeskai. As here's the Search for Tomorrow. See if this is resolving. It is.
Land deck.
Yep.
Kelley just doing his thing.
You better believe it. There's a mountain. Pass the turn back. Bolt you.
Nice.
Nice.
That's nice. That is nice.
We have a 3rd land? Oh boy. This one might be over, folks. Valakut, pass it over. All right, we're going to Ambush Viper with the Snapcaster Mage. Draw a card. In for 2.
But I appreciate that Fear knows he's just got to get a move on here. If he can't protect himself, he's just got to race and hope that Kelley has none of the payoff cards.
That's all you can do. You got to hope there's no Scape Shift, no Summoner's Pact, no Primeval Titan here. It's really about all you can do. Another Valakut here. He'll maybe sacrifice that fetch land. Keep in mind the mountain count right now, 2 for Mark Kelley. He's got 2.
With access to a 3 at any time, as this can turn into.
He's going to search up a Cinderglade. See what we have here. Secure Tribelder, which can be mountain number 4. He's got a little work to do with the Valakut here.
Yeah, I mean, if he's got no payoff cards, then we're still playing. Unfortunately, it looks like he has Scape Shift in hand and just waiting for Harlan to tap out or until he has enough mana to play over the top of something like Logic Knot.
Yeah, one of the things I like, too, here from Kelley is, you know, he's kind of playing around Mana Leak a little bit here. You know, he's not in a rush. He is underneath a little bit of duress, but not underneath so much duress he needs to do anything crazy. He's going to sacrifice. He's going to block and sacrifice with the Tribelder here. And unfortunately for Harlan, as that is mountain number 4, he just can't find a 3rd land because he's got so many Spell Quellers in his hand.
Yep. And the fact that Spell Queller is one of the counters here may compel Kelley to move like now with the Scape Shift.
Yeah.
Because once Harlan gets to a 3rd land and a white source of mana, he can just leave that up. He's still clocking with the Snapcaster Mage.
Kelley will untap. Kelley will draw. And it's showtime. Maybe.
Well, I think he's just counting to see if he can play around a Logic Knot too.
Yep, there's a Scape Shift. He can play around Logic Knot pretty easily. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lands will be sacrificed. He's going to probably do a mountain count just to make sure he's got enough in his deck. Checking. He's got 4 Stomping Grounds, 7 Mountains is 11. 3 Cinderglades is 12, 13, and 14, which is how many of this decks normally play. So this should be pretty easy here for Mark Kelley. He's going to search up plenty of mountains. That's 6. And that's a whole bunch of damage towards Harlan Fear. Mark Kelley's going to win this match here over Harlan Fear, 2-0. Scape Shift makes it look easy here over Harlan Fear and Jeskai Control. And if the tiebreakers hold up here for Mark, we'll have a Scape Shift deck in the top 8. I think we might be going back to another match. I'm not sure. This doesn't make very much sense to me. So
I'm not going to weigh in.
You're not going to weigh in?
Because I don't know,
Because Harlan got annihilated.
Yeah, we watched him get trucked in 2 games.
Yeah, so I'm not sure how we could be going to another game, but we'll see.
We will see.
We'll see.
Unless there was some confusion over the end of the first game there.
Yeah.
Where it seemed like, well, they're picking up their cards. It looks like the Scape Shift pilot has 1 game or 1, but nothing was ever clear or declared. So.
All right. Well, I guess we're going to go back to that match.
All right.
Live television.
Whatever, it's fine.
Yeah, totally fine.
Watch more of this.
All right, so somehow we're in a 3rd game. I don't understand how Mark Kelley didn't win the first game.
I'm not here to,
You're just here to call the games, right?
I'm just saying what's in front of me, man.
Okay.
I thought he won. It turns out he didn't. Now we're back here.
He cast Escape Shift. How didn't he die? I'm so confused.
It's okay.
All right. I guess Mark conceded. Mark conceded to the spell queller on the escape shift.
Okay, and then some information was communicated incorrectly to our producer. It doesn't really matter.
No, Serum Vision, Scry 2.
Now it's game 3.
Yeah. Cryptic Command. Spell queller. There we go. Here's a mountain. Here's an Hour Promise, probably. Yeah, that's not going to resolve. So that's that turn. Harlan's going to fast the turn back because he can never find more lands.
Well, he's on Disdainful Stroke plus Spell Queller. Nice mixture of cards to have.
Better counter this. All right, Logic Knot will take care of that. Pass the turn back over to Harlan. There's a 4th land, and 2 Cryptic Commands on now. Mark Kelley will draw. Here's a Valakut. There's a Spell Queller. Nothing to counter. Let's take a look at Spell Queller. Because this is a card that caused so much confusion in the first game. I want to read this.
I don't know. I don't know if we were confused or maybe someone else was.
Someone's confused. I can promise you that much.
It was confusing.
All right, so when Spell Queller is on the battlefield, exile target spell with converted mana cost 4 or less. When Spell Queller leaves the battlefield, the exile card owner may cast that card without playing its mana cost. You killed it with it on the stack. All right, sure. I'm moving on.
Oh, so I guess if you're still targeting it, then there's nothing to exile.
Correct.
Okay.
It's like the old templating, basically.
Great.
Yeah. I'm over it. In for 2.
So that was the window in which Kelley could bolt it and have it work that way?
So basically, Kelley bolted it with the effect on the stack where if he just lets it resolve and then bolts it, he gets escape shift back and he wins.
Okay.
That's it.
That's where I got to also.
Yeah, that's it.
Cool.
Figured it out. Now we're humming along.
Looks like Fear's rolling right through this game.
He's got
too.
a million counter spells in his hand. Is that 2 Disdainful Strokes? And a Snapcaster Mage. All right, well, see, there you go. Now we have our winner, which I believe is Harlan Fear or Mark Kelley. Can we get that confirmed? All right, so Harlan won.